and we're going to turn this around. And that's my mission. Green jobs are absolutely critical to the lifeblood of this city, and all the things that made Cleveland and the state of Ohio a hub for manufacturing, a hub for industry, for finance, all of those great things are still here. We have a very good workforce here. We have an excellent transportation system, and all the things that made this area, and some of you will remember, the best location in the nation. This is still the best location in the nation, and we're going to put it back on the map again. Thank you very much.
Great. Okay, Courtney DeOreo, when we asked Cuyahoga Community College who could best speak about their Green Academy and their Pathways Out of Poverty program, not surprisingly, they chose Courtney DeOreo, whose consulting firm, Commonwealth Services, is helping to get this project established. And Courtney is the former president of the board of the City Club, and she's really promoted vibrant cities and strong training in environmental sustainability for 2 decades at a number of organizations around town, among them Entrepreneurs for Sustainability, University Circle Incorporated, United Way. And she now serves on the National Steering Committee for the organization Green for All on their Pathways Out of Poverty program. So we're really lucky to have Courtney in this community pushing for green jobs here. And why don't you say a little more about what you and Tri-C are doing to promote this?
Thank you. I'm very honored as well. Though I'm familiar with the venue, this is a real treat for me. And I appreciate what has been shared already. I guess when I think about what I've learned in the past year, since this has become a real subject of great interest to me, is that there still is a lot to know. And so I hope that as we have this conversation, it's the start of something that the community continues for an extended period of time. And I am here on behalf of a community college that I think is at the forefront of the Green Pathways Out of Poverty program. This program is actually modeled after a program that was born out in Oakland, California. And it was authored by a professor at San Francisco University, I should say. And the fundamental model is essentially this. And Green for All, she was mentioned that Green for All is an organization that I'm now affiliated with on behalf of the college. They are focused on fighting pollution and poverty. That's maybe a little bit of a simplification of their mission, but in short, that is what they're trying to do. And so this program is a manifestation of that idea. And in order to help people move and transition out of conditions that are such that they have a tremendous amount of barriers before they can actually get and maintain a job, all the elements of the program are built in so that we can prepare people to succeed in these jobs or any other jobs. And one thing distinguishes it in terms of the green job piece. But essentially, obviously, a curriculum that matches and produces competencies that are required by the employers. Employer engagement is absolutely critical. We have a Green Business Council component of this program. We also have extensive supportive services that are provided by a very important partner agency towards employment that has been working with the population that we serve in this program. And also, there's an environmental literacy piece, because not only are some of these jobs are incrementally new jobs. Some of the jobs are actually similar jobs that exist now, but that require a certain amount of literacy and enlightenment about the purpose of their jobs. And I appreciate what Dave said earlier, that many of the folks working particularly in the energy efficiency sector, in weatherization, they have had a higher purpose for some time, that they really care about the people that they're serving and the energy costs that they're bringing down for that population. And there's a real passion in the program at Tri-C and the programs that I've started to encounter around the country about looking at these people that we're trying to serve. Right now, there are 40 people sitting in a classroom at Famicos, Notre Dame Apartments, that have just started our Pathways program. We're very excited about it. And for me, it's one job at a time, one industry at a time, one employer at a time. Really, while I'm as interested in the systemic issues of the work, it really comes down to getting these people to meaningful jobs, career ladder jobs, living wage jobs that they can provide for their family. So this program is a really special program that I'm happy to be a part of, and I hope I can bring not only my experience with that program, but some of the other work that I've been doing on behalf of the college into the conversation.
Excellent. So, Carl, I think my first question is for you. And so, Courtney sort of mentioned all these jobs. And I think when I talk to people, you know, at my kids' school or in the neighborhood about what a green job is, you know, they think, oh, is that a forest ranger? Is that an organic baker? And, you know, I like hiking and I like organic cookies, but I don't think that that's really the kinds of jobs that you're talking about. So what do you mean when you say a green job?
The type of jobs that we're looking at, primarily I'm in the solar industry, but this is an excellent resource in this area for wind also. What we're looking at is, and we have a few projects going on in town here now. One of our contractors installed the solar array down at the Great Lakes Science Center. We installed solar arrays at the Progressive Park. We have a project going on right now over at Cleveland State University installing a solar array and some work on a new wind turbine design. There's a lot of activity going on in the city right now. Our union, Local 38, has been a big part of that emergence. Our union leadership, our politicians in town have taken a look at this, and we're going to put some people back to work here.
That's great. Okay, great. Dave, you know, when I get my email in the morning, I frequently have emails talking about the number of layoffs we've seen in Cleveland or the number of jobs that we've lost in Ohio, and I don't even want to open them. But when I get emails from Dave, I'm actually really excited to open them because they're often about how many people he's hired, especially in the last month or two since the stimulus money has started flowing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the kinds of jobs that you're filling at Ohio Partners?
We have really a series of jobs that are associated with actually putting trucks on the road and delivering efficiency every day. And it's a retail business. You're going to people's houses, and it's the kind of job you can't ship overseas, which I think is very attractive. Our entry level is essentially a laborer position, but we move those laborers immediately into training at the Weatherization Training Center run by Corporation for Ohio Appalachian Development. We have opened 4 more of those satellite centers, so there's one coming to a place near you. The movement up the career ladder with these jobs is basically from a laborer to an installer to then a crew leader, and then ultimately to auditor, inspector, and then there are the program management positions. We have warehouses, so we have warehouse managers, and some of our agencies still do client intake, so we'll have intake staff there as well, although we do a very good job of coordinating that with the LIHEAP program, with bill payment assistance programs that are operated by our agencies. There is training in each step of the way here. We have, because of the thrust of the stimulus money and the immediacy of our goals, made a number of changes to our training protocols. It used to be that to become an inspector would take about 2 years. If you started the program with some basic knowledge and worked your way through the trainings and through the mentoring process within the agencies. We are compressing that. I'll be quite frank, we are picking up a number of folks from the construction trades who have experience in producing at volumes and bringing those in some of those higher level positions just because of the need. But at the same time, at the crew level, we're able to bring in someone who could be working at McDonald's, who might have normally gone to an auto plant and followed their fathers into that position. So our ability to bring people in who are work ready but lack skills is there. And if they like the work, and it's not the pleasantest work in the world, it's like construction, it's like, but if you like being outside, you like being in control of your own time, there's a lot of potential. And the last thing I'll mention too is we had one of our agencies in Mansfield where the weatherization program actually spun off completely